Mini episode 1526 of the FDH Lounge is brought to you by Sportsology, delivering unconventional columns and webcasts about sports, TV, music, movies, and more. Follow them on the web at sportsology.com.
The FDH Lounge. You want to schedule your life around it.
A long time ago, on a gloomy, wet Cleveland spring night, two men stand alone amidst the late-night drizzle. Their voices echo across the vacant station parking lot as they debate the merits of the great American radio show that have been missing for far too long. On that night, an idea was born. That idea became the FDH Lounge. Welcome to the FDH Lounge.
Hello and welcome to FDH Lounge Mini Episode 1526, our review of Season 1 of the HBO program Winning Time, The Rise of the Lakers Dynasty. I'm FDH Managing Partner Rick Morris here with our top 5 spoiler-free notes of interest about this season. Obviously, spoiler-free is kind of a ridiculous note for a notable chapter in actual sports history, but we're crafting this review to include those who may not be sports fans to the nth degree, but still have some interest in such a big-time production. Number 5. It's the story of the events preceding the 1979-80 Lakers season, leading into one of the most memorable years that any NBA team ever had. LA acquired the top pick in the 1979 NBA draft by a narrow margin, and they used it on supersized point guard Magic Johnson right about the time that rich playboy scientist Dr. Jerry Buss bought the team. Crashing the inner circle of the organization as outsiders, Buss and Johnson form a bond as they and new head coach Jack McKinney bring change to a talented but stale franchise. McKinney came on board as part of a wild coaching search that ensued when team legend Jerry West stepped down as head coach, and McKinney's rise to the job, which was initially viewed skeptically by the big names seeking Buss, led to the implementation of the legendary Showtime offense that changed everything. McKinney's old friend and new assistant coach Paul Westhead, an introverted academic, takes on importance that nobody could have foreseen at the start of the season, and the same is true of new radio color commentator Pat Riley. Through all of this, everyone tries to stay on the good side of demanding team legend Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. This show proves the point of every person who's ever looked at a crazy chapter in sports history and said, that would make a great soap opera. Up next, please, the 1977-78 New York Yankees. Number 4. While extremely entertaining, gross historical inaccuracies abound, especially the implied allegation that Pat Riley backstabbed a recuperating McKinney and the portrayal of Jerry West, one of the classiest men in sports, as a closet rageaholic. The entire series has that extremely retro soapy vibe to it, as though you're watching this through the prism of an old episode of Dynasty. So it was interesting to see the creative choice made by the writers to take extremely powerful characters and make them as broad as they could be, no matter the accuracy or lack thereof. The storytelling doesn't benefit from these exaggerations, even if we must reluctantly admit that they are hilarious. Number 3. There are numerous instances of creative and entertaining filmmaking that also add to the sense of unreality, such as Jerry Buss frequently breaking the fourth wall to address the audience directly. There are certainly anachronisms, such as the numerous implications of sports talk radio railing on about this team when sports talk radio wasn't really a thing back then. There's a lot of storytelling devices here, with some deserving to be called gimmicks. Number 2. The cast is amazing, with show-stealing performances by, among others, John C. Reilly as Buss, Tracy Letts as McKinney, Jason Segel as Westhead, Adrian Brody as Riley, and Gabby Hoffman as unsung hero Lakers business executive Claire Rothman. Also, Michael Chiklis kills it in a cameo as Red Auerbach, constantly needling Buss about the gap between the Lakers and Celtics. Number 1. Winning Time is pulpy and soapy in a way that a 70s meets the 80s drama of the rich and famous could only be, so there's plenty of liberties taken, as the real-life West, Magic, and Kareem will tell you, but it's a lot of fun. If you're a nitpicker about historical accuracy, it'll make your head explode, but if you want to relax and just soak in the entertaining presentation of an incredible story, this is the show for you. Thank you for joining us for this mini episode of the FDH Lounge.